Hello, my heroes and heroines. Welcome back to the Baz Heroine Experience. Now, I know if you haven't heard what Miss Lizzo had done, Miss White Man Great Till They Gotta Be Great did, you are probably living under a rock because she has probably been in every gossip type of news article. I know she has been trending on Twitter, she has been trending on Facebook, Instagram, and Miss Day has twerked her way into everyone's office conversations, home conversations, and whatnot, to a point where she had to release a statement on her Instagram. She didn't have to, but I guess she felt like it was necessary, or she wanted to put herself out there a little bit more on her Instagram. So she released a video against the backlash that she has been getting and still is probably receiving, because I definitely see people still talking about it. And I personally think that she didn't have to do that, but there is still a business side to her. So she felt the need to speak her piece on who she is and what you've seen and why she did it. She stated that she's a very fun-loving person, and that's what I seen. She is a very talented person. She said wherever she goes, she likes to have fun, she likes to dance and just have a good, enjoyable time, and that's what I seen. I don't really necessarily have a position on what she did. I think that if you're a true Lizzo fan and have been following her for a while, she is very talented. As you know, she plays instruments. She's just a very talented woman. So if you didn't know who she was before, you definitely know who she is now, because of the twerking, obviously. And some would say that is not something maybe someone might not want to be known about when they first hear about you. However, in the entertainment industry, any publicity is good publicity. So I just think that I don't get any negative bad energy coming from her. I think that she is an inspiration to younger, bigger, plus size women out there. She embraces herself. She is happy with herself, and that's what she was just explaining to the public, the haters. And if they don't like it, just kiss her ass, like she said. And she has a whole lot of ass to kiss, and they will be kissing it because she is Entertainer of the Year. And so checkmate to Lizzo. I think that I do think that it was a calculated move to wear that outfit, and she was just having a good time though. I think on that side she was just having a good time, and I think that's just what matters. So the backlash, she shook the world, when she started twerking, and just people didn't, to me, they did not take it in well. And when I say the people, I kind of want to cut it into sections here. White people versus like black people, the black community. I really see that the people who was around her, her crew, her support system, they were shooting videos and snapping cameras, whatever. If it was for bad or good, or just to make mockery out of her or whatever, it just seemed like people was having a good time around her. However, I think that I definitely seen a lot of derogatory remarks and a lot of shunning and a lot of just in the black community just didn't like what they seen. They didn't like what she was displaying, and I just, like I said, I don't really have a position on what she does as an entertainer. She is an entertainer, so at the end of the day, you know, we have to remember that she is an entertainer. And I just think in the black community, no matter what she does, we have to support her. We have to support, because I did not see a lot of us supporting or just, you know, making it into not too much of a big deal. However, what I did see, like I said, was a lot of insults, and insulting this woman was, to make her feel bad, was very kind of, it was a little disheartening, I would have to say. It was, like I said, I don't have a position. I was more so looking at, like I said, the backlash of it all. I was looking at the backlash and who the backlash was coming from. At first, I thought it was just from black men, but it was from black women as well, and it was a few from black plus size women, but it was mostly black women who was, I guess, of normal quote unquote weight, weren't fat or plus size, and it kind of just made me feel a little disdain towards you know, the people in our community just being so disgusted and horrified of what she did. And it just got me to thinking that, you know, what are you really upset about? You know, my black men, black women, what are you really upset about when it comes to Lizzo? You know, out there shaking her butt, you actually seeing her cheeks, you actually seeing her embrace herself, her natural, beautiful, fat self. You know, what really is the problem? And like I said, my mind is always wandering and always connecting, you know, the dots, and just really trying to figure out the why the heinous insults. And it was to a point where, like, if you really aren't a strong-minded person or have thick skin, in which I do think Lizzo is a mentally strong woman, and she has thick skin, and she probably has been bullied, you know, since she was young. I'm not sure. So she probably has developed this defense mechanism to, you know, kind of ward off the insults, and because she's probably used to it. So I just wanted to get into why, you know, black men in particular didn't really this didn't really sit well with them. Because in all honesty, I think if this was a Meg Thee Stallion, if Meg Thee Stallion got out there with her, you know, she's beautiful as well, you know, she's thick and curvaceous in all the right places. You know, she got out there with her chaps and her with cowgirl hats and started twerking to one of her songs. Man, I know you guys wouldn't have had an attitude. I know the black men out there would not have such a problem with seeing a Meg Thee Stallion out there twerking as opposed to a Lizzo out there twerking. And that brings me to the subject of, you know, is it the fat black woman that really bothers you, you know, or is it just, you know, a woman quote unquote disrespecting herself? Because I've seen those arguments, and I thought about how many women I've seen at basketball games with short shorts on, and I've seen white women, you know, with their boobs hanging out. You know, Nicki Minaj, I've seen her on courtside with her, you know, nipples showing. You know, Rihanna had on some short booty shorts, and there were all children there. These events all were children surrounding them, and so that aspect or that argument shouldn't be circulated so much. I've seen other women of a lighter weight out there like that, but when Lizzo, this big, beautiful, voluptuous beauty, gets out there and does the same thing, you have a problem with it. And I don't like that. I think that it's definitely a double standard. But what I see is something a little bit deeper. I do see that, you know, not in every black family, but in most black family households, we all have you know, a fat black mama. And I think that when black men seen Lizzo dancing out there, twerking her ass, I think honestly Lizzo reminds black men and some black women of their fat black mama. I do. She's not curvaceous, she's round shaped. Her butt is not protruding. It's a little bit flat. She looks like a normal size without any cosmetic, you know, fillers in her body, any fake body parts. She's a normal, real, fat, plus size, whatever you want to call her, without saying that without disrespect. She's a normal plus size woman, fat black woman. And I think that bothers black men. Now, if she was a certain shape, certain size, I don't think we would have heard a peep out of a lot of black men, and maybe just a few whispers and discontent from black women, but then it would have been over with. However, Lizzo being out there with her shape, her excitement for herself, her embracing herself, that bothers you. And you have to understand, you have to think, like, why does it bother you? You know, black men out there, like, she reminds you of your mother. She reminds you of your mother at home, big and round. Yes, Lizzo reminds you of your fat black mother. And some of you may not disagree, however, you know, I don't care. And it's like, how cruel can you be? You have to understand too where this this comes from. Not visualizing a bigger woman as sexy, not thinking that a larger woman of Lizzo's size can be sexy. Women of her size and her complexion and darker for years have been thought to be non-sexy and unmarriable. No one wants them. They desexualized actually the beginning of, you know, when the fat black mama, the Aunt Jemima, or the whole mammy caricature. And that's what Azalea Banks was saying when, I know Azalea Banks, she's canceled. However, when Lizzo first, you know, started to blow up, if you don't know what she said, just Google it. But she made a compare and contrast to the mammy caricature in Lizzo. Now, it could have came off, or she could have conveyed it in a more respectful way. However, I got her point. I understand what she was saying. We were paraded around. Bigger black women. They were paraded around. They were house servants. They were they nursed your children. They nursed white women children. They were the home keepers back in the before the antebellum days, the Jim Crow days. You know, fat black women were nothing more than just house servants. We've come a long way from that to what Lizzo has done, definitely. However, you have to understand where it stemmed from, where it rooted from. The desexualization of fat black women. And I'm gonna say we have some lovers of BBWs out there. We definitely do. However, it's still not mainstream. It's still not mainstream. Just like my other video, like, it's still not mainstream where all black women win the titles consecutively year after year after year. It's not so mainstream. We're only going to get that like every 5 to 10 years. You know, then they're going to go back to selecting what is idolized or considered beautiful, and that's tall, slender white women, unfortunately. And you know, back to the whole mammy caricature relatance of Lizzo, you have to understand, like I said, that stems from slavery, the Jim Crow era. You know, mammy was an image of a political and social economic mainstream white America. So what I found very interesting was the white people around her were laughing and cheering her on and like, yeah, go girl, you know. But like I said, when it got back to our community, or just in our community, and Black Twitter tore her, you know, ass up. No pun intended. They tore her up. And I just sat back and looked at, whoa, you know, it almost came from a place of hate. It really did. And I know where it comes from. I understand where it comes from. We're not used to seeing a big, beautiful girl out there embrace herself and loving the fact that she is who she is. We are used to that black friend, that black female plus size friend to, you know, while we all take a pictures of our skinny selves. I'm a slim girl. Well, I'm not that slim, but I'm a little girl, a little woman. You know, I'm about 150, and we're so used to, you know, the bigger girls in the back. You know, when we take a picture at the club, or, you know, put them in the back, or we're so used to, you know, our friends, our bigger friends, you know, not being so sexy and loving themselves. We're not used to seeing that, and we don't want to see that, and it's embarrassing to us. And like I said, it definitely goes back to the the whole wanting to not even look at it. We know it. We see fat black women, but you know, when they embrace themselves, you know, and we don't like it, you know, we always revert to that fat black bitch, or you know, her fat ass, especially if we don't agree with it. And it's so shameful. It really is. The whole mammy figure, she, you know, the whole idea of a bigger plus size black woman we have in our head. You know, she's big, she has nappy hair, she's a maternal figure, you know. She's not sexy. You know, even though this portrayal is in our heads, and you know, and we like to cheer on sometimes, you know, plus size women. It's when they really embrace themselves is that America has a problem with, and I think the black community and black men have a problem with it. Now, I am going to say this, like I said, I don't have a position on what she did, but I do think that she's, like I said, she's very talented. She definitely can sing. I love the fact that she can play the flute. That's really, really cute. But I do think for her to be a lifetime entertainer and to go further on in her career, I do think that as she goes on, certain things do need to be calculated in certain situations and at certain events need to be thought, be mindful, be very cognitive of what you definitely do, because it definitely carries you for the rest of your life. As an entertainer, I know in the entertainment world, good publicity, or any publicity, is good publicity, but I would like to say Lizzo needs to be a little bit more mindful of you know, the calculated movements and the ideas and situations that she does next. So because I think this could have went any way. This could have went very, 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 very bad. However, she was named Entertainer of the Year, and I think the Houston Rockets, or I'm not sure if I got that wrong. I'm sorry, but I think another cheerleading team definitely have asked her to dance with her. They've asked to dance with her, and so she can. They asked her to dance with them, and I think that is a very, very good light for her. They're embracing her, and I think we should as well. As in the black community, I don't think we should have been this hard on her. I really don't. And black men, I really think you should kind of look within yourself. Why were you being so cruel? And I know you wouldn't want to see your fat black mama out there shaking her ass, but you have to understand that as a community, as a black community, black plus size women, you know, they were only fit to be domestic workers and not being sexy. And I don't think that I think that, you know, we've had this in our head subconsciously, and we are entering in this era of like people just embracing their natural self, not someone who, you know, who's had fillers or cosmetic surgery. No, their natural self. And if there's a wave of BBWs that want to do that, let them be, especially big, beautiful, fat women, big, beautiful, black, fat women. This should not have gotten this far, especially with the insults. And I just think, you know, it just went out of line a little bit. So like I said, I think the black community as a whole, we need to support Lizzo, regardless if this is, you know, not what you would like to see. We still need to support our own, because she is talented. She is beautiful in the face. Come on, guys. You have to understand. You have to look. She is beautiful in the face, and she's just enjoying the moment she worked so hard for. And we need to understand that. Okay, guys? My heroes and heroines. Now, if you have any like comments, just let me know. And if you don't agree with me, I know black men, y'all like, what? I don't understand what she talking about. Like, yeah, just think about it. Just think about it. We come from such a harsh reality in terms of how black women have been portrayed in America in mainstream. We need a black man's support regardless. I understand you don't want to see certain things out there. However, if she's loving on herself, why not embrace that with her? Okay, guys, I love you. Thank you for joining me on the Bass Heron Experience. Like I said, leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.